Have you ever wanted to read someone like an open book? Understanding people isn't about magic, it's psychology. Today, we'll cover 20 detailed tips to help you decode body language, speech patterns, and behavior. Each tip is rooted in psychological principles and backed by real-world examples. Grab a notebook, because we're diving deep. 1. Mirroring. The subtle connection signal. People tend to mirror the body language of those they feel connected to. Pay attention to whether someone mimics your posture, hand gestures, or even your speech rhythm. It's a subconscious way of saying, "I'm comfortable with you." This behavior is rooted in the concept of rapport building, a psychological phenomenon where humans align their actions to foster connection. You can use mirroring consciously to create a bond with others. For instance, subtly adopting their tone of voice or posture during conversations can make them feel understood and valued. 2. The eyes. The gateway to intentions. Eyes reveal emotions we often try to hide. Prolonged eye contact can signify interest or confidence, while darting eyes might indicate discomfort or deception. Watch for pupils. They dilate when someone is excited, deeply interested, or experiencing an adrenaline rush. Be cautious with eye contact. Too much can feel invasive, while too little can come across as disinterest. Aim for balanced, natural eye contact to build trust. 3. Feet reveal focus. Ever noticed where someone's feet point during a conversation? If their feet are aimed at you, they're likely engaged. But if their feet shift toward an exit, their mind may already be elsewhere. This subtle cue is often overlooked but can speak volumes about someone's focus and intent. Next time you're in a meeting, scan the room for foot direction. It's a surprisingly accurate way to gauge who's invested in the discussion. 4. Micro-expressions. The split-second truth. Micro-expressions are brief, involuntary facial expressions that reveal genuine emotions. They last only fractions of a second, but they're incredibly telling. For example, a fleeting look of sadness or anger can occur before someone masks it with a smile. Practice spotting micro-expressions by observing faces during emotionally charged moments, such as a surprise announcement or an intense conversation. These subtle cues often hold the key to unspoken feelings. 5. Speech pauses. Reading hesitation. Long pauses before answers can reveal uncertainty, discomfort, or even dishonesty. It's not always what someone says but how long it takes them to say it. A pause might indicate they're carefully choosing their words or trying to conceal something. Context is crucial here. For example, a pause in a high-pressure scenario might reflect nerves rather than deceit. Observe accompanying body language to confirm your interpretation. 6. Tone of voice. The emotional telltale. A warm, dynamic tone usually indicates interest or enthusiasm. But a monotone voice might mean boredom, stress, or lack of investment in the conversation. Tone often reveals more about someone's feelings than their actual words. Pay attention to sudden changes in tone during conversations. A shift from lively to flat could suggest the person has lost interest or is uncomfortable with the topic. 7. Over-explaining. What are they hiding? When someone gives an overly detailed explanation, it might be a red flag. They could be compensating to make their story seem more credible or trying to divert your attention. While over-explaining isn't always deceitful, it's worth noting when paired with nervous behaviors like fidgeting or avoiding eye contact. 8. Fidgeting. The anxiety cue. Tapping fingers, bouncing legs, or adjusting clothing often signals nervousness. Pay attention to whether the behavior increases in intensity during specific topics or questions. Not all fidgeting is negative. For some, it's a coping mechanism to stay focused. Observe patterns and frequency to discern its meaning. 9. Personal space. Measuring comfort. The closer someone allows you into their personal space, the more comfortable they feel around you. Conversely, stepping back or creating distance can indicate discomfort or a need for boundaries. Cultural differences play a significant role in personal space. Be mindful of varying norms and adjust your interpretation accordingly. 10. Group dynamics. The power of attention. In a group, watch who people naturally look at when speaking or laughing. This person is often seen as the leader or the most influential figure in the room. If you want to influence a group, build rapport with this central figure. Their opinion often sets the tone for others. 11. Laughing to connect. When people laugh, they often glance at the person they feel closest to. Use this as a subtle clue to identify strong bonds in social settings. This works in professional settings too. Laughter reveals trust and camaraderie, even in formal environments. 12. Energy matching. Building rapport. Matching someone's energy levels during an interaction can create a sense of connection. If they're calm, mirror their calmness. If they're excited, reflect that energy. Beware of overdoing it. Subtle mirroring is effective, but excessive mimicry can come across as insincere. 13. Word choice. Emotional clues. Pay attention to recurring words or phrases. Someone frequently saying, "I feel," may be emotionally driven, while "I think" reflects a logical approach. This subtle linguistic pattern can also reveal priorities. Words like "we" versus "I" can show collaborative or individualistic tendencies. 14. Pacing. The speed of thought. If someone starts speaking slower or quicker than usual, it could signal stress, excitement, or a need to carefully choose their words. Match their pacing during a conversation to foster comfort and alignment. This is especially useful in negotiations or sensitive discussions. 15. Interruption patterns. Dominance versus engagement. Frequent interruptions might suggest impatience or a need for control. Conversely, active listening and waiting to speak show respect and interest. Observe the group dynamic. The person who interrupts most often might seek dominance, but this can backfire socially if overdone. 16. Shared focus. Priorities revealed. During a conversation, notice where someone's eyes linger. Are they focused on your face, your phone, or the door? Their gaze reveals what truly holds their attention. If someone's focus keeps shifting, subtly redirect their attention with engaging questions or by addressing their distraction directly. 17. Agreement through nods. If someone nods frequently, they're likely agreeing with you. But too much nodding might indicate they're eager to move the conversation along. Combine this with other body language cues, like leaning in or relaxed posture, to gauge true engagement. 18. Stress spots. Hands and jaw. Clenched fists, a tight jaw, or even rubbing the neck are signs of stress or frustration. These are subtle but powerful cues. Stress signals can also manifest as repetitive gestures, like wringing hands or tapping feet. Watch for patterns over time. 19. Group attention shifts. In group settings, notice how attention shifts. If everyone's focus moves toward one person, they likely hold the social power in that moment. The ability to draw group attention often correlates with leadership or charisma. Leverage this skill to make a lasting impact. 20. The power of silence. Sometimes, silence speaks louder than words. If someone suddenly goes quiet, it might mean they're processing emotions or hesitant to share. Pay attention to these gaps, they're often rich with meaning. Embrace silence during conversations. Allowing a pause shows patience and creates space for deeper sharing. Understanding these psychological tips takes practice, but they can transform how you connect with others. Remember, the goal isn't to manipulate, but to build stronger, more authentic relationships. Hit like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which tip you'll try first.